Hello and welcome. We're about to unpack a guide from the research firm Virtualization Options LLC. And what's great is that it's aimed right at you, the business leader, not the tech guru. We're going to see why data center reliability isn't just some IT problem anymore, it's actually a powerful strategic weapon that can define your place in the market.
So let's just jump right in and talk about the stakes. What does an outage really cost? Well, according to IDC research, for the average big company, just one single hour of downtime costs $250,000. Think about that. This isn't just an IT headache, it's a massive, direct hit to your bottom line.
And if you think that's bad, in certain high-stakes industries, that number just explodes. For almost half of all businesses in finance or e-commerce, those hourly losses can skyrocket to $5 million. At that point, every second you're down isn't just losing you money, it's actively shredding customer trust and your entire brand reputation.
Okay, so to get a handle on a risk this big, you as a leader have to be able to speak the same language as your technical teams. So let's quickly get you fluent in the key terms. This will let you lead the strategic conversation with total confidence.
First things first, let's clear up two words that people mix up all the time: reliability and availability. You see, reliability is all about preventing failure. How long can a thing run without breaking? But availability, that's about surviving a failure. How fast can it get back up? And that right there is a huge mental shift. The modern game isn't pretending things will never break, it's about building systems that stay available even when they do.
So how do we even measure this availability stuff? Well, in the industry, it all comes down to the nines. You'll hear your tech folks talk about 3 nines, which is 99.9% uptime, or the absolute gold standard, 5 nines. And as you're about to see, the difference between them is, well, it's staggering.
And this is where it gets really eye-opening. You hear 99% availability, and that sounds pretty good, right? Well, it's not. It means your business is dark for almost 88 hours a year. That's more than 2 full work weeks. Now look over at 5 nines. That's just 5 minutes of downtime for the entire year. That massive gap is exactly why market leaders will pour money into chasing every single extra 9.
So how on earth is a target like 5 nines even possible? It's not about trying harder or buying slightly better gear. It's about a completely different philosophy for how you design your entire system from the ground up.
The secret sauce, really, is this concept called fault tolerance. And it's a total game changer in terms of thinking. You basically stop trying to build a perfect system where nothing ever breaks, because that's impossible. Instead, you design a system that fully expects parts to fail and is built to just keep on running anyway. Failure stops being this emergency you have to avoid. It just becomes a normal event that you plan for and manage. So how do you manage it? Well, it really boils down to a few key rules. The most important one? No single point of failure, period. Every single critical piece has a backup. The system also has to be smart enough to automatically spot a problem and wall it off, so one little issue doesn't take down the whole ship. And the recovery, this is crucial. It has to be completely seamless, with the backup systems kicking in instantly, with zero disruption.
Now, this whole idea is built on 2 main ways of doing redundancy: N+1 and 2N. Think of it this way. N+1 is like having a spare tire in your trunk. It's great that it's there, but if you get a flat, you're still pulling over, and there's going to be some downtime while you change it. 2N, though, that's like having a complete identical twin of your car driving right beside you, and the instant you get a flat, you just magically teleport into the other car and keep going. No disruption at all. That's the core of a truly fault-tolerant system.
So, when you're looking at a partner's data center, or even your own, how can you really know how resilient it is? How do you compare apples to apples? Thankfully, you don't have to guess. There's a global standard for this, the Uptime Institute's tier classification system. It gives everyone a simple, clear benchmark. Think of it like a ladder with 4 rungs, each one representing a bigger commitment to reliability. Tier I is the most basic, with lots of single points of failure. As you climb to Tier 2, you start adding in some backup components. Tier 3 is a huge jump. It introduces something called concurrent maintainability. That's a fancy way of saying you can do repairs and upgrades without any downtime. And then at the very top, you have Tier 4, which is fully fault-tolerant. It's designed to take a major hit and not even flinch.
And to see just how big that difference is, let's just look at the 2 extremes. A basic Tier 1 facility, you're looking at almost 29 hours of downtime a year, because any little repair means shutting everything off. But a Tier 4 facility, It's engineered for less than half an hour of downtime a year and can absorb a massive equipment failure with zero impact to you or your customers. The difference is night and day.
So who really needs to spend the money to be at this top tier? It's for any business where downtime isn't just an inconvenience, it's a full-blown catastrophe. We're talking about the financial trading platforms that process millions in milliseconds. We're talking about healthcare systems where uptime is literally a matter of life and death. And of course, we're talking about the giant cloud companies who stake their entire reputation on promising unbreakable uptime.
And this, right here, brings us to the most important point of this entire conversation. It's time to completely reframe how we think about this. Reliability is not a cost you need to minimize. It is a strategic investment that can become your single greatest competitive weapon.
Don't just take my word for it. This quote from Amazon CTO, Werner Vogel, says it all perfectly. In today's economy, being always on is the product. It's what separates the companies that lead from the ones that fall behind. Reliability isn't just about disaster avoidance anymore. It's about building the institutional confidence to innovate without fear.
Now hold on. This doesn't mean you need to go out and build everything to Tier 4 standards. That would be a colossal waste of money. The smart move is to align your investment with your business's needs. You go all in, making your most critical, customer-facing, revenue-generating services absolutely bulletproof. But for less critical internal systems, you take a more sensible approach. It's about strategic precision, not just spending more.
So what's the ultimate payoff? Well, yeah, you protect your revenue. That's huge. But it's so much more than that. You build a brand reputation for being unshakable, for being trustworthy, and that foundation gives you a massive competitive advantage. It lets you move faster and innovate with a level of confidence your shaky competitors can only dream about.
So we'll leave you with this one question to take back to your next leadership meeting. Look at your own company's infrastructure. Is it a hidden risk, just ticking away like a time bomb? Or is it a competitive weapon that you are actively sharpening? Because in today's market, it has to be one or the other. It can't be both. The choice is yours.